Week 6 of the fantasy football season, and here's a few wide receivers I have as sleepers this week. The first guy, Rondell Moore of the Arizona Cardinals. So Moore right now available in 92% of fantasy leagues. They do use him as a gadget guy. Now with James Conner out, I think we're going to see more gadget plays, and even sometimes lining up in the backfield and getting carries here for Rondell Moore. We saw it in week 3 versus the Dallas Cowboys. 3 carries, 54 yards, a touchdown, 4 catches, 8 yards. And then week 5 here versus Cincinnati, 3 carries, 50 yards, 3 catches, 26 yards. He's a very speedy wide receiver, no doubt about it. At this Ram team, they're going to have to find ways to make some plays. Is this Arizona Cardinal team? And they got to fill in for James Conner, what he left behind, because he was obviously one of the main pieces of this offense. So right now, if you need deep dive at the wide receiver position with a few teams on bye and a few injuries around the league, and then the deepest of leagues, I think Rondell Moore could be a decent sleeper option this week, like I said, with gadget plays and possibly getting a few carries in this one as well. With Conner out a few weeks, next receiver is Brandon Powell of the Minnesota Vikings. So now Justin Jefferson, he's out for 4 games with a hamstring injury, and it's next man up over there. So they're going to run a lot of 3 wide receiver sets, I believe, is this Minnesota Viking team. So everyone ran out to the waiver wire and got KJ Osborne. But I think Brandon Powell could have a decent role in this offense. And him and Kirk Cousins in that week 5 game had a good rapport towards the end of it. Again, 6 targets, 4 catches, 43 yards, and even had a carry for 9 rushing yards. So right now, available 99% of fantasy leagues, here's Brandon Powell. He's got a good matchup with the Chicago Bears. And it's not a lock 100% that KJ Osborne's going to get a majority of the snaps. It could just be pretty much these guys alternating in and out. We're running a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. So right now, if you want to play her out there in tons of leagues, and I think has great upside this week, Brandon Powell is a sleeper this week. And the final wide receiver I have as a sleeper this week is Jonathan Mingo of the Carolina Panthers. So Mingo, it's his rookie year this season. He does have 26 targets in the first 5 games of the year, which isn't bad. And we know this Carolina team is 0-5 on the season, and pretty much you got to go with the youth movement at this point. So I believe Mingo will get more snaps. We'll see him on the field more. We know Adam Thielen is the number 1 wide receiver and having a great year so far for this Carolina Panther team. But I think Mingo, we're going to see more action from him. Last week was the best game of his NFL career. 5 catches, 48 yards on 8 targets. And like I said, DJ Chark's in front of him and Terrace Marshall, but I believe he could pass those guys in the lineup here for this Carolina Panther team. So right now in a game where they're going to be trailing early and often, possibly down 10, 14 points right out of the gate at Miami, and they're going to have to throw the football a lot, is this Carolina Panther team. I think Mingo is a sleeper option this week, available in 92% of fantasy leagues. That's a few wide receivers that have his sleepers here in week 6 of the fantasy football season.